What's going on, everybody? I appreciate those of you that are hanging out waiting for the stream to start. For those of you watching replay, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so when we do these live chats, you'll be alerted. You can take part right along with us. So I was debating on doing these as a recorded video, but I went ahead and busted the plastic. We're doing these 4 Mancera fragrances. That's part of a much larger Black Friday deal haul that I did with fragrancebuy.ca. So, yeah, I separated them into their own little video. The FOMO Parfums fragrances had their own little video. The other stuff had their own video. So I split one large haul into 3 videos is basically what you can look at it as. So I figured, why not? Let's do a live stream. And all genres, Bobs, I saw your comment. I responded in there. So I'm going to be on a plane Friday. I'm traveling Friday and then flying back Monday. So no stream Friday, no stream Monday. Maybe a stream on Saturday, though. Or Sunday, potentially. That's why I bought this laptop. So more than likely a weekend stream on either Saturday or Sunday, but that's why we're streaming Monday through Thursday this week. Anytime I'm traveling on Friday, I usually will stream on Wednesday to kind of make up for it. I try to give you guys 4 streams every week as best I can because I love doing them too. So today's sin of the day, Vicanto Arsenico. Man, is this stuff good. Man, is this stuff good. Very subdued, though. If you're looking for a loud fragrance, this ain't it. This is not a loud fragrance. This is quality. This is, I think, would excel in a professional setting. This gets related to Aventus, like literally everything on the planet for men that has some fruitiness and smokiness. It's got a pineapple note and birch in it, so it must smell like Aventus, right? And there is slight similarity. Like I was saying, I mentioned this in a stream a couple days ago. I would say maybe 50%. Like you'll definitely get some tie-in from some of the nuance, but this is more about woods and greens. Very green and woody with some citrus and fruit. There's a good balance of citrus and fruits here. You've got apple, like a red berries note or red currant or something like that. Pineapple, bergamot. Like there's a nice blend. There's not too much fruitiness or too much citrus. It's kind of a nice harmony of the two. Like I said, fresh greens, woods. There's a birch note, so you do get a light smoky nuance, and then a nice dominant woody note. And there's not even a lot of woods in the pyramid, but the little bit that's in there, prominently featured in this fragrance. Lasts a good while, but not really in your face. This is not a loud fragrance. I like that quite a bit. Working on a full review for this one. I'm really digging this one. I've been spending the last several days with it. It's good stuff. So let's see who's doing what here in the chat. Comra, had a day, Mitchell and Ness, Dallas Burn, Major League Soccer throwback, black and neon green. All right, then. Good to see you, Kajal Ferris. You smell great. Terrence, good to see you. Zaharoff signature pour on working in the office. Well, you have a great choice for the right setting. I'll tell you that. That's a great choice. Home for the holidays. Girlfriend hated it, and her friends loved it, so I'm keeping it. Well, that's unfortunate that your girlfriend didn't like it because it's a phenomenal fragrance, in my opinion. Now watch. Next time you wear it and you don't tell her what you're wearing, she's like, "Ooh, you smell nice. What are you wearing?" Watch. Day's Bleu de Chanel Parfum. That's a great option. Medell, good to see you. Yeah, Mancera. One of my favorites for sure. It's what I have the most fragrances of. I have more Mancera fragrances than any other brand. Excited for the live today. Rockin' Vertex from Paris Corner. That's a good one too. They did a good job with that. It's almost like a third Apex flanker. Good to see you, Spencer. I agree. I like Mancera a little bit more than Montal, but I like Montal too. Polo Blue EDP. Going to go with Club Black or Victuroso Victory. Okay. Open my Ferris bottle yet. Can't wait to get it soon. Hopefully. Feeling festive today. Christmas shopping. So wearing Spice Bomb Extreme. Bought my girl Nishane 100 Silent Ways and Burberry Goddess for Christmas for my mom. Tiziana Terenzi Kirk. And for the dad, Mobile Legend EDP. Sounds like a good smelling family to me. Lamal Elixir. Let him know, Adolfo. Smash that like button. Okay. He's been hiding, I guess. I don't know. He comes and goes. You never know when you're going to see him. Jasada Ambassador. That's a good one. Joel, great to see you. Yeah, I've mentioned it a few times. I'm going to visit George this weekend. I haven't seen George since the Triple X launch party for him and Joey's collab when we did that. So I typically go visit around this time every year. Like the last time I had visited where it was just I had just went visit was December last year. So yeah, just go and spend the weekend, hang out, kick it. talk some bullshit. Probably, like I said, probably do a live stream. So we'll probably do a live stream together while I'm visiting. That's, like I said, one of the reasons I bought this laptop, because at least one weekend a month for the next 6 months or so, I'm going to be traveling out of state, and I still want to be able to do my live streams. MG, good to see you. Luna Rosa Carbon, excellent choice. Aqua Senzali Blue, another excellent choice. Ethan, the original YEDT is the better YEDT. Dominique, good to see you. So we're about halfway to the point to where we'll get started. You guys know how it goes. We'll wait till around the 10 or so minute mark. Give everybody a chance that wants to be here to be here. Don't forget to slap that like button on the way. I'm going to click refresh because I just refuse to believe in the first couple of minutes we got 75 people and 12 likes. I think I just need to refresh it because my audience is better than that. I don't believe. Okay, so 37. We're getting there. We got about half likes to views. So it's at least better than I thought it was. I say, you guys are better than that. There's no way we're slacking that much on the likes. First Instinct Blues, good stuff. Dan, not the man. We're Brass and Soul. Hell yeah. I'm sure Justin would. Somewhere Justin Copeland's smiling right now. He didn't set it. I haven't seen him make it public yet, but we're supposed to be live tomorrow, 4 o'clock Central on his channel. I know the topic. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let him put it out there, but probably this evening I would think he'll put it out there. Parlament 10's Valentino Uomo. I did see your post on IG. I'm going to do that. I will do that probably next week, going into next weekend. I think that'll be one of the videos I film next week. Good to see you, DJ. Damn, it smells good in the chat. Creed Pure White Cologne. Never smelled that one. Rosendo Mateo, number 5. That seems to be the most popular one. Orchid Man by Frappin. Scott's in the house. Good to see you. Here for Sandu. Yeah, we're definitely. I think that's going to be the third one I do because I try to go in the order of freshness. So the obvious is Wild Fruits is going to be the freshest one. And I think, so I've looked at the notes on all of these before. I don't remember them all distinctively, aside from Black Prestigium being like leather and iris and stuff. But Silver Blue, I think, is like a warm amber spicy fragrance, even though it's called Silver Blue and has a beautiful blue bottle and all that. But I think between that and Sandu, this will be slightly not as heavy, maybe. So I'll do that one second. I try to go fresh first, because if you do a heavy fragrance first, it might take away from your olfactive strength when you get to the fresh fragrance. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just in my head, but that's what I try to go the freshest first and work my way to the heavier stuff. Black Prestigium, I'm confident it's going to be the heaviest fragrance. I'm going to do that one last. So it's going to be the third fragrance, Scott. I don't know if you have time to hang for that long, but Fame 15 by Alexandria. A few more minutes and we'll get started. Imaginary Authors, number 83. Dino's in the house. John Barbados Vintage. Excellent choice. It was it's been in the 50s all day over here too. Right now, it's 58. That's pretty much the high of the day. We're at the peak. It's been nice and cool today. I was sweating my ass off doing legs earlier. So for anybody that cares, I know Scott will care. Got with my coach 2 days ago, and the coach I wanted to hire, I decided to go ahead and hire her now. That's who my friends use. She's Coach of the Year in Louisiana for 2022. The results don't lie. She's IFBB Pro. She gets it done. And she immediately switched everything. She's like, no, back to a building phase. You're going to need a 16-week contest prep. So I'm doing a super slight surplus because my true maintenance is around 2,500 calories. So I'm doing 2,700 right now. Very, very slight surplus. So I can get the most, try to get the most out of some good calories, not eating any crap, but build a little bit more till the end of January. And then we're going into a 4-month cut to get ready. So get ready. So anybody that was interested, there's the update of what changed. Because I was cutting. I had dropped 16 pounds in 4 weeks. So the abs that were starting to come out, bye-bye for now. Hope everyone's doing great. Tom Ford Azure Lime. I'd like to try that one. That's one of the new releases, right? 19 Degree. That's a great fragrance. That's one of my favorite releases of the year that didn't quite make the cut for the niche or the designer. So I haven't filmed the designer, but the fragrances are right there. I got them ready. I'm filming that video today. I don't know where to put it, niche or designer, really, but man, it just got edged out. There's so many good fragrances that came out this year, and I love that release. It just couldn't top some of these for me. It was really difficult. I really think it's more niche than it is designer, though. Fico di Amalfi, okay. It's always possible. I mean, I had somebody ask me, I think yesterday or the day before, what's the most underwhelming, or is like their Mancera I didn't like. And I've never been underwhelmed by anything from Mancera. I've never smelled even the Aoud, however you say it. That's my most challenging Mancera, and I love the charm to it. I don't wear it often, very scarce that I wear it, because that's a pretty funky oud. But it's a beautiful fragrance for what it is. Like, I've never smelled a Mancera where I was like, oof, that ain't it. It's never happened. I'm not saying it won't happen. It just hasn't happened. And I think that's why I like the house so much. There's so much variety in it. Pierre Montal does great work. That's an excellent choice. Dakota, good to see you. Black Iris from Amoise, that's a good choice as well. L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. You guys are killing it today. Smelling great. Flames, what I'm thinking. All righty. Milestone, Red Tobacco Vanilla. Oh, the Monarch. Milestone fragrances. You mean the Monarch fragrance? I'll put it on the shelf already. Yeah, it's Monarch Paris Red Tobacco Vanilla. The Milestone fragrances or something. I mean, that might be the parent brand or something, but the Milestone ones are like the ones that look like the Tom Ford bottles and stuff like that, as far as I know. Milano Privé, that's the 1 million Privé clone. Mancera Precious. Ooh, bro, love it first sniff. Putting it on rotation Friday. Yeah, the only reason I won't get that one is because if you look at the note breakdown between that and Crazy for Oud, there's a boozy note separating them. It's almost identical note breakdowns, and I have Crazy for Oud, so it's like, that's one I'll just pass on. So let me find a decent spot. I'm going to scroll down a little bit so we're not too far behind when I jump back to the chat. See if anything catches my eye. It's like, oh, shit, I don't want to skip that. So looks like we're good. I'll stop right here at Jeff, and we'll get into the first one. I'll probably be making a Mancera list from your live stream. I have around 6 different bottles from the house, and I love them all. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, man. And I got all the skin real estate available that I need. So we're going on skin. No test strips today. I've got 5 sprays of Vicanto Arsenico around my neck. I love this fragrance. It's so good. Sample first. You can get a sample for like $7 before the 20% off. This TLTG 20 on So Avant-Garde to save you 20%. See, we're working with wild fruit. So when I got all those summer fresh Manceras, this one in holidays got left out. I wanted to get them. I just didn't. I was buying so many Manceras. So now I have it. Switch to where I can change the focus so you guys can take a better look at it. So it looks very much like literally just different wording to Wave Musk. Same label. The juice is the same color. Like it literally looks like Wave Musk with a different name on it. So this, like I said, I've looked at the notes in the past. Citruses and fruits, like galore. Like pretty much every note except for maybe 2 or 3. We'll cross-reference with the notes in a little bit. But as I remember it, it's just loads of citrus and fruits, hence the name, wild fruits. So I expect it to be crazy fresh, juicy, watery, all that good stuff, a little sweet, maybe some sweet citrus fruitiness. I don't know how it's going to smell exactly, but I have high hopes. That is one thing that is certain. There's an astringence to it, kind of a sharpness, if you will. Let me give the alcohol a second. Let me wave that off a little bit. Been wanting to get it. It doesn't get a lot of praise. You don't really hear anything about it. It's one of the reasons I like checking these Manceras out. Mancera is its own rabbit hole. There's so many to go through. Ooh, okay. It's not fruity sweet. It's more fresh, watery, zesty, a little sharp, like a sharp lemon grapefruit type of sharp. But there's clearly some fruitiness here, but it's not a sweet fruitiness. Like a black currant, kind of adding a little bit of tart. What else we got here? It smells like there could be a little bit of apple, but I'm pretty convinced there's black currant in here. If I remember correctly, I think there is. But there's this inky, dark tartness to the fruitiness, more so than a sweet fruit, but a lot of sharp citrus. It's almost like if you eliminated everything but the citruses and the fruits from Cédrat Boisé, you would get wild fruits. Take away the woodiness, the leather, the musky tone, and everything else. Just leave the citruses, the fruity notes, the lemon, the black currant, all of that. That's kind of how the opening smells to me. This is good. This is good. This is like one of those fruity openings that I put on par with something like a Juicy Maximus from Making Sense. This is a sweeter fruity opening, but this is very citrus and tart fruity in the top, and it's super dominant. But it's watery at the same, like it's sharp and tart, but still watery and very fresh. This is a joy to smell, an absolute joy. I feel like there's a little bit of spice here. I can't tell what spice, but a spice accord of some sort. Let's pull these notes up. I am so curious. I don't remember it exactly. But let's see. So you'll see me looking up because I moved it. Instead of on the side, I moved it to my monitor up top. Let's see what we're working with here. 2011, been out for a while. Fruity, fresh, sweet, synthetic, citrus. So there is black currant. Okay, citrus fruits, violet apple, black currant, fruits, peach, white cedar, white musk. So maybe the synthetic nature to it is why I'm getting this kind of zest. It might be the cedar that's giving me enough to make it feel like a spice. This is amazing. Now, when I say amazing, I don't mean like mind-blowing, so unique. I've never smelled anything like it. I told you what it reminds me of. Like, I'm surprised that there's a cedar note in here even, because I would have said remove, like I said, remove everything from Citra Boisé but the citruses and the fruits. And that's kind of how it smells to me, and I stand by that. Now, with this, it's probably this cedar that's kind of giving me the sharpness that's coming across a bit like a peppered spiced kind of smell or something. This is really good, really good. I don't think it's as mind-blowingly good as Juicy Maximus like I showed you guys a minute ago, but for what this is, I'm actually quite impressed. This, I think, is one of the better casual smelling citrus fragrances I've ever come across. That isn't, it doesn't smell so light and airy that it's going to be gone in 3 or 4 hours. This seems to have some oomph to it. It's a Mancera. I fully expect, even with this scent profile, a minimum 6 hours. Probably going to get more so in the 8-hour range with something like this. This has potential to be top 5 fresh Mancera for me, because I have a separate top 5 Mancera when it comes to their freshies, because they have a diverse collection of fresher fragrances. No, I don't like this better than French Riviera. That's still my number 1, but I don't like wearing Citra Boisé in the high heat summer. I think this would be the substitute, because this does remind me of Citra Boisé's opening without all the extras. It's not near as woody. It doesn't have the leather. It's clean, it's crisp, it's sharp, it's a little tart, but it's still watery. Oh, this is such a good summertime scent. I think it's an 8 out of 10. I think it's great. It's not crazy good to where it could be in the outstanding range of 9, but it's better than just very good. Very good is very good. It is what it is. There's a reason my rating system is the way it is, but I think this is great. I think this absolutely warrants an 8 out of 10. I really like this. I'm glad I started with it. It's definitely going to be the freshest of this group. Kind of a sleeper from the house. Doesn't get any love. When's the last time you had somebody talk about this fragrance? So hold tight for a second. So I switched back to the coaxial internet before we went live, because I was doing the speed test and it was running like 3 times faster than the fiber optic, because I have both. I have 2 routers and modems in the house, in the apartment. So go figure, I have some drop off when I tried the other one, when I went back to the old one. I'm loving this. That's so an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna put that right there. Let me get caught up on this chat real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind. Hidden Gems, good to see you. That's a really good one. A lot of fruits, fresh. The vetiver's not too earthy. No, not yet. Wild Fruits was the first one. Silver Blue's next. That's the next one we're talking about. Chrome Pure. What's going on, Josh? Sorry I'm late. Sin of the day doesn't matter. My giveaway winnings arrived. Sin of the night will be Evening Mystique. Enjoy, my man. Enjoy. Way that you're going to love. Let me scroll down. So Sicily's a bit more feminine. It's got some florals going. A lot of lang-a-lang. Very juicy yellow floral. They're actually quite different, believe it or not. They're quite different. I don't think there's any redundancy here. Again, Wild Fruits reminds me of just the citrus and fruit side of Cedrat Boisé, and that's why I really like it. So good. So good. Let me scroll down. Good evening. Good to see you. Let's see. Can never ever go wrong with fresh Mancera. They're just so damn good. So I'm saying, just like with Raja Dove, just underrated for their fresh fragrances. Watch Sense, good to see you. Bougerie Poron. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Cop the pure stuff from Washington Ice, Joel. You know, Jesus. I've never tried that one. Nice greenish, icy smell, almost like Vicks Vape. I'm actually quite intrigued hearing that. I'm always open to checking out a new Mancera. I'm always up for it. Like the next time I do an order, I'm going to grab Fig Ecstasy because it didn't quite make the cut the other night when we did the fragrance buy shopping live stream. But Fig Ecstasy's back in the cart now. That's going to be part of the next one for me for sure. Shout outs to Justin. That's a text from Justin. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's so underrated stuff. Let's see what he says. Of course it's freezing. I want to show you guys. It's not going to focus, but that's the thumbnail. I love it. Let me text him that I love it so he can go on with his business on that real quick, guys. That's funny. Oh, man, that's funny stuff. So real quick, it might freeze for a second. I'm switching back to the fiber optic. Give me a second. I don't want to keep playing this. So should be better. Should have immediately saw an improvement because it jumped up as soon as I did that. So we should be okay. So yeah, sorry about that. I wanted to switch networks. It's crazy that I have two networks to work with now. I have cable internet and fiber optic. I got two different modems. Very famous YouTuber, Juicebox Night Flow. I think all Mancera's. Click, there we go. I think all Mancera is all good. I mean, I haven't come across one that underwhelmed me. A few years ago, definitely high as a kite. So you brought this story up before. We don't need to keep telling that story and running Jeremy in the ground, Giancarlo. Come on now. Change the avatar. CM Punk got his tattoo removed and goes under the name Redolescence now. What the fuck? Rick always comes with the wild shit. My Lord. So Wild Leather's one I've been wanting to try. I bet it's really good. Hindu Kush didn't really like wow me to where I need it. It's solid. It doesn't really smell that much like marijuana. It's a nice earthy green with some citrus. It's okay. I don't know. Just got to look around. Just got to check all the regular discounters. I think Wild Fruits is the freshest Mancera you've smelled. I'm a sucker for freshies. It's one of. Definitely one of. It might be the freshest Mancera I've come across because I'm trying to think, because Wave Musk is super fresh, but I don't think it's fresher than this. Sole d'Italie. It's between this and Sole d'Italie or Sole d'Italie, however you say it. It's between that and Wild Fruits for the freshest ones I've smelled. I think it's between those two. Let's go ahead and dive into Silver Blue. I've been wanting to check this out since it got announced last year. So this is a 2022 release. Love the look of the bottle in the pictures. I can't wait to see it in person. Just straight up blue with chrome. Oh, yeah, that looks dope. Not that the way the bottle looks really matters all that much, but it does look dope. So let me switch this over to where you guys can see it. Let me adjust the focus. Silver blue. Oh, man. Yeah, that's clean. That is clean right there. It's almost like a gunmetal more so than just chrome. It's got like a darker gray graphite hue to it. It's not just straight up silver instead of just chrome. Let me see what Justin had to say real quick. We're setting up for the live right now. My apologies. It's happening right now. He said, LOL, perfect. Okay, yeah, I love it. That's a funny thumbnail and topic. Hope you guys enjoy the live stream tomorrow. And I believe it came out in 2022, but it's a screw cap. It must have came out earlier than that, and I'm tripping. It's not 2022 because it's a screw cap, so it ain't no 2022 release because they've had magnetic caps for a while now. So it's older than I thought. I'm mistaken with it being a 2022 release, I think. Drenched my hand. Ambery, a little creamy. Warm spice. A little medicinal. Okay, this is not what the name in the bottle indicates, which I've seen the notes before. I just don't remember. I know it's like ambery and spicy. I believe there's like caramel or some shit like that. Something random, something you'd never think when you look at this and see the name. Oh, yeah, it's rich. This is a thick smell. There's an airiness to it, but I wouldn't call it fresh. It's warm. It's a little syrupy and sweet, but not like sickeningly, like it's not like a honey type of sweetness. It probably is caramel. If I remember correctly, I think it is. Just the right amount of spice and woods. Just a hint. It's not much. It might get more of it as it settles and dries down, but right now it's just a hint. Oh, this is smooth. What an improper name. They put the wrong fragrance in this bottle. This is not like that is a beautiful color, blue translucence with this graphite, almost gunmetal-ish silver color. Like, it's the wrong theme and name for the actual scent. They don't coincide. They don't mesh. No, not copacetic. Not at all. But damn, the fragrance is good. The fragrance is good. It manages to be more so aromatic than just fresh and airy, because it's not really fresh, but it has an aromatic nature to it, but a syrupy thickness to the sweetness that's not honey. I believe it is indeed caramel. Let's pull this up and see. Switch that over. Let's see what we're working with here. $2019. Okay, not 2022. So they were still doing the screw caps then. Pretty good rating. Spicy, fresh, resinous, oriental, woody. So the absinthe must be where I'm getting this freshness from. It smells more aromatic than just fresh, but absinthe, bergamot, cardamom, there's my spice, labdanum, Sumatra patchouli, caramel, and cinnamon. There's the spice and the caramel. Oak moss, amber, sandalwood, and white musk. And I just get a hint of woods, like woody being the fifth accord. That makes sense because it's there, but it's not in the forefront. Like, you do smell a light woody tone. It is on the creamy side. They're calling it resinous here. That's kind of the trade-off with their accords. Unless it's just crazy creamy, they'll put creamy if it's super, super creamy. Resinous oriental makes sense. Spicy, I wouldn't call it number one main accord here. Maybe as it dries, it gets spicier. There's an obvious spice, but not an overwhelming spice. This is some good stuff. Apparently, it's similar to this Penhaligon's fragrance. The Blazing Mr. Sam, there you go. Whoever was asking me about that the other day. Apparently, it's similar to the Blazing Mr. Sam. This literally came up in a live stream a couple of days ago. I forgot who asked me about this, and we looked at it. So here you go. If you have the Blazing Mr. Sam, apparently this is super redundant. They're both blue bottles too. I'll be damned. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. This is so smooth. I can't get past that word as the descriptor. It's super smooth. It is getting spicier though. My hand is drenched in fragrance oil from those two sprays, but it is getting a lot spicier. But the caramel is the consistent featured note here. It's that thick sweet. It's the right sweet for this composition, I think. This is one of the better caramel notes I've smelled. Shit. 8.5. Yeah, this one's more impressive than Wild Fruits, whereas Wild Fruits, for what it is a great fragrance, hence why I got an 8 out of 10. But this is a little bit better. This is more of a show out. Silver Blue has a little something special here, especially for the time of year, holiday season kind of fragrance. This is holiday shopping right here. That's what I think of. This is Christmas Eve. This is all the things, gingerbread cookies and all the festive stuff, decorating, the scarves if you live in a colder climate. Like I think of all those sorts of things when I smell this because it's a very cozy holiday type of scent profile. Maybe it's just in the moment that I'm feeling that way about it, but I don't know. That's the picture I keep painting in my head when I smell this. That's the visual I keep getting. I think this is an olfactive treat. Let me pull this down. This is great. 8.5 out of 10. This is the one to beat. Not saying Sandoud and Black Prestigium will, but this is the one to beat. And they're going to have to be outstanding to beat it because it's at the highest level of great before we get to outstanding, which is 9 out of 10. It's nothing crazy. It's not some super unique fragrance. It doesn't remind me of a bunch of things, but I mean, it's spice, woods, and caramel. Basically how you can look at it. A little bit of freshness, but not much. It's fading already, but spice, caramel, and woods. It's that simple. It's smooth. I love it. I think it's really good. Let's see who's saying what here in the chat. To wear more often, Cosmic Pepper. Lemon Mint's a little bit more situational. Not the best choice in the summer. Whereas Cosmic Pepper, you can wear that one year round. I wore Cosmic Pepper yesterday. Literally yesterday. Working on a review for that one. So I'm doing more Mancera individual reviews this month. I would go with that first. Oud Lemon Mint's one of the best of the house. You'll see a lot of love for that one for a good reason. French Riviera, and you were right, it's fantastic. I was shocked because I've owned a few others and didn't like any of them. It's a very laid-back scent profile. No zest, no pop, no sting, no sharpness, just smooth, creamy, laid-back, watery, a great casual summer vibe. Good stuff. Our Ruby Gold Edition. Love this cologne inspired by Baccarat Ruby 540. Good channel, my friend. Well, I appreciate that, Manuel. Thank you so much. Sally Tyree, I know you're here for one thing and one thing only, and that's Black Prestigium. This man has requested and requested and requested for me to get Black Prestigium. It's been on my want list for several years now. I just never got around to it. No, not at all. Not even a little bit. Like, it's very misleading. What's going on, big dog? Hermes Aquapage Geranium. I'm going to start checking out the Mancera fragrance line. I mean, you can't go wrong. There's something for everybody with Mancera. The Boz has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Silver Blue sounds like a must-try for me. Yeah, just it's that simple. Spice, caramel, woods. If that sounds good, you'll probably like it. No, not even a little bit. This should be one of those kind of dark brown bottles. One of the brown bottles. They got a bunch of them that kind of fall into that. Black Prestigium is one of those bottles. Now, granted, it's got this gold, just like the box has. It's like that on the bottle. I don't mean this exact type of bottle, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The dark, like Oud Vanille's bottle, for example, the Oud's bottle, or even a clear bottle and let the color of the juice, because the color of the juice isn't that blue. That's blue glass. So it's just That's one of those times when I can say they a lackluster marketing effort here. It could have been better marketing because it's the scent warrants marketing. It's really good. Yeah, I would want people to try. I'm telling people you should try it. It's really good. But it just doesn't mesh. The eye test in the store, it doesn't mesh. Boz Bottled Absolute. There you go. Please pound the like button. Come on, guys. We're better than this. Thank you. Let them know. Let them know why it's since. We got 77 likes, 125 watching. We're getting there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for being here. So we got 2 down, 2 that are both in the great territory. Wild Fruits. Smells like Cedrapoise, just even more citrus. And you eliminate the leather and stuff. Apparently there is a cedar note, and it is coming in a little more, but it's more musk than cedar. It's musk, citruses, and fruits. It's beautiful. Probably the freshest Mancera I've smelled. Up there with Soleil d'Italie, however you say it. And then Silver Blue. 'Tis the season. This one's going in the rotation. I might bring it with me this week because it's snowing. It's going to be snowing in Chicago this weekend. And I'm looking for one of these to make the trip, and it might be Silver Blue. So far, Silver Blue is the one to beat. Really? Then I like Papi Lafico because I know Justin has praised Papi Lafico. Smells just like Papi Lafico. Let's look at the notes on Papi Lafico real quick. I'll just take a quick glance. Papi Lafico came out recently. Cardamom, coriander, citrus notes, lavender, artemisia, fir balsam, styrene. Doesn't have that sweetness. But I mean, I'll take your word for it. I haven't smelled it. I definitely take your word for it. Thugging around, Silver Blue bottles should have been brown. Nice effort at a rhyme there, Spencer. It's a Tournois. It's a blazing Mr. Sam kind of smell too. Well, there you go. Chris Redden, how are you, sir? Spence got bars. There we go. Silver Blue is when you decorate your silver Christmas tree with blue lights and eat Christmas sweets. That actually makes sense. Raja Manhattan, that smells beautiful. That's a beautiful floral heavy tobacco fragrance. Excellent, excellent choice, Jason. Good to see you. Let's see. Need an Amouage video. You don't speak much of them. I've got a bunch of Amouage videos. I got a bunch of Amouage fragrances. I just haven't gotten a new Amouage fragrance in a while. That's the thing. I've featured every Amouage I have a fragrance of that I've featured in a video, whether in a first impressions unboxing haul video where I had got them or individual reviews, not counting weekly rotations and list videos. I just haven't gotten any new ones in a while. Let me scroll down. Let me find a decent spot. Common Sense, how are you? Mason Alombo's vanilla so sweet. Wild Fruit sounds like it would do great in Arizona heat as compared to, I think it's better for the heat than Cedrapoise because I don't like wearing Cedrapoise in super high heat middle of summer. It can work in summer, but I think this is definitely better. I'm excited for Sandood as well. It's really one that you have to really let dry down to smell the magic. It dries down to something like Jubilation 25. Well, thanks for letting me know ahead of time because I've never smelled it. That's the next one that we're doing. Is there a John Varvatos I should check out? I would say all of them. I have most of them. I like John Varvatos. If you want a beautiful green springtime fragrance, Artisan Blue, that's my favorite from the house. It is not a blue fragrance. It is loaded down with greens. It is springtime in a bottle. That's the one I would say. Artisan Pure is not. Yeah, that one's pretty popular. So let me find a decent spot to stop. The EDT, because it's like woody based white EDT. It's kind of how and then the EDP is like orange, pepper, and leather. They're totally different from one another. Going in blind with Boss Bottle Night. Do you have any experience with that one? It smells like a smoky bar of soap. It's exactly what it smells like. A smoke nuanced bar of soap. If you like soapy fragrances, you'll probably like it. It smells nothing like Boss Bottle. I don't derail the chat, but I would love to know what your current lifting split is. So it's funny that you ask. I'm literally switching it today while I'm back in the bulk for the next, till the end of next month. I never do push-pull legs, but I am for this so I can get every body part in twice a week. So I did legs today. Tomorrow I'm going to do push. So I'm going to do chest, shoulders, triceps. Be a lot of sets because I really want to target every part of every inner tricep, outer tricep, all 3 heads of the shoulder. upper and lower pecs. So it's not going to be as volume heavy for each muscle group like it normally would be, but I'm going to try it out here. So push, and then I'll be off Friday, and Saturday will be pull, Sunday legs, Monday off. So it's basically going to amount to legs, push, off, pull, legs, off. That's going to be the way it works out. So there's no upper body days in a row, basically is how it works. So typically I do a chest day, back day, active rest where I do cardio and core. Then I would do legs. Then I would do shoulders and traps, biceps and triceps. Then I would do either a regular rest day or an active rest day again, and then do legs. Like that's what I've been doing. But when I go back into a cut, I'll do that again. Since I'm going to a bulk, it's a short amount of time. I need to pack on as much as I can. I'm eating heavier again. I want to train every body part twice a week now and get the most out of it. So, which means I have to force myself to take some more rest days, not just doing cardio, because I got to limit my cardio right now too. But thank you for asking, because a lot of stuff is changing the last couple of days. So with that said, nice. That's a solid split. Love it. My current splits calves, hamstrings, glutes, chest, triceps, back, biceps, calves, quads. All right, 10-4. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into Sand Dude. I don't know if Scott's still here. 504 man. He was waiting for this one. And apparently Sally Tyree's interested in it as well. I've looked at the notes once or twice. I couldn't even tell you right now one note that's in it. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've looked. I bought it because I made a joke about it. Not that the last time I did a live stream with Justin and Robert, Fragrance Journey 01, showed up, and I made a joke that he's the only person I've ever heard of talk about this fragrance in a video. And it was years ago that I saw him talk about it. It was like, we're talking like over 4 years ago that I saw this video, roughly 4 years ago, I'll say. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy the damn thing and check it out for myself. So that's what sparked me to get it. I haven't looked at the notes recently. I couldn't tell you what one note is in this fragrance. I'm going to assume sand is not one of them. I think that's fair to assume. So looks just like Cedrat Boisé with a different name. So I would assume came out around the same time, or at least of the same series of fragrances. All right. It's magnetic, so it's a newer formula. I don't care, but I know some people watching do. Okay, here we go. I have zero expectation. I assume some oud because it's in the name. Outside of that, I don't know. I would think it's going to be darker, dry, maybe a little heavy with sand in the name. I'm thinking it's going to be a dry scent profile. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Because who knows? We have a silver blue that's a caramel spice fragrance that looks like a damn aquatic. So who knows? Ooh, okay. So it is oud forward, the typical oud smell that Pierre Montal uses in the Manceras. It smells a little boozy to me. Am I tripping? Or is there a boozy note in here? Definitely smells boozy to me. I wasn't expecting that. With this name, I would have not thought boozy. And maybe it's something making me that smells a little boozy at first, and maybe it's actually not a boozy note. I don't know. Just smells boozy. Boozy, a little sweet and spicy, but not like not a typical sweetness. It's not fruity. It's not candy. It's like a light vanillic kind of sweetness, maybe even a myrrh or something like that, because myrrh can have a little bit of a vanillic sweetness while still being balsamic, a little aromatic. That is something like that. This is not a challenging fragrance like I thought it would be, but for some people it would be challenging. If you're used to the designer stuff, I got to stuttering with a tongue twister. If you're used to designer fragrances, yeah, this might be a challenge for you. But if you're familiar with the brand or some of these more entry-level oud smells, not a challenge. Quite nice, actually. It's a little astringent. Maybe that's part of why I'm thinking it's a boozy note. I think it's like a myrrh or something like that, or some kind of resin Maybe even vanilla or tonka bean. I don't know, but it smells a little balsamic, resinous, vanillic sweet, but still aromatic. I really think there's some resin here of some sort. I'm thinking myrrh. I hope I'm right. That'd be great. That'd make me feel good. This is quite nice. Holy shit. I just always assumed this was a more challenging fragrance because Robert liked it. I swear that's what I thought because Robert liked it and I've never heard anyone else talk about it. I was like, oh, that's one of those Manceras if Robert likes it. I swear that's what I've thought all these years. Absolutely not. This is a lovely fragrance. Let's look at the notes. I'm pretty excited to look at these notes, actually. All right. I don't remember a single note. Hope I'm right on a few things. That'd be awesome. Really? That didn't come up just on Sand Oud alone. 2011, woody, spicy, oriental, resinous, smoky. So yeah, all of that. Spices, black currant liqueur. I guess that's why it smells a little boozy. Apparently the black currant is a liqueur. Frankincense, saffron, rose, oud, patchouli, vanilla. There you go. And white musk. This is actually a really nice fragrance. That I got a lot of the oud smell at first, but it's kind of blended into the background and kind of melded with the other accords. It's a touch metallic, so seeing saffron actually makes sense. It's settling into a light metallic feel, but it has a resinous smell. So that frankincense might be more of an olibanum, have more of a resinous feel than just burning incense, because there is a difference. There is a difference. Normally when you see frankincense, it's just the burning incense smell. And olibanum, it'll have more of a resinous feel. It'll be a bit more balsamic, a little bit more aromatic, might even be a little heavier. All depends on the oil, where the oil was sourced. It's a little smoked. It's metallic. It's lightly spiced. That hint of booziness has faded. The oud has kind of fallen into the background, but it still leaves a prominent woody nuance. Damn, this is good. And it's changing pretty rapidly. This is better than Silver Blue. Just is. Now, on a scale of people liking it when you walk by, maybe not as good as Silver Blue. I'm sure Silver Blue would pull a compliment a bit easier. Silver Blue and Wild Fruits is more mass appealing stuff. Easier wears, if you will. Whereas this is something to behold. This is an olfactive experience for an enthusiast. This isn't for the masses. This is for perfume lovers. That's what this is. This is a different beast from the previous two we smelled. But not some crazy olfactive challenge. I don't think. It's lovely. I don't think it's a 9, though, but I do think it's a little bit better than Silver Blue. So this is one of those random times I give a quarter point. I'm going to give it an 8.75. It's not often that I do the quarter points. It kind of splits the difference where I do think it's slightly better than Sand Oud, but not quite just outstanding. My God, you should absolutely try this. That's the ones that I say things like that about. Like, holy shit, guys, you really need to try this. Is when they hit that 9. If they can get to 9, that's when it's like, whoo, all right. If you trust my opinion here, try this fragrance. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try this. If you want something a little different, but not crazy different, easy to wear oud. At first, it's a oud boozy smell. It's kind of strange how much it's changed in just a few minutes. It's changed a lot. But that's one of the things that makes it so exciting to smell for me, is it's changing quickly. Sand Oud, 8.75. One of those rare quarter point situations. All right. I didn't see that coming. I mean, I go into every Mancera thinking it's going to be pretty good. I don't think I'll ever come across a Mancera that doesn't warrant at least a 7. They're all at least very good on my rating scale. I'm about to choose 8 Zaharoff samples. Choose from 8 Zaharoff samples. Well, have fun. Enjoy sampling. Oud Vanille. It's another one, doesn't get any love. I did a review on that years ago. That's good stuff. doing the Mike Mincer method lately. One set to failure for each body part. And see, I can't do that. Psychologically, I can't allow myself to do that. I know it works for some people. Mincer swore by it, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I hate red gum. Okay. Let's see. Big red gum, aka my grandma. That's random. We're peaked with jubilation comparison. So I'm not familiar enough with jubilation. I've only smelled it one time. I know, blasphemy. I get it. Because I did a collaboration with a decant site, and I did a giveaway and let the winner pick of the 3 decants that I've smelled in the video, winner's choice, and they picked jubilation. So it was just that one time I smelled it. I remember the blackberry note pretty distinctively, and kind of an earthiness to it as it dried, but that's all I really remember because I only smelled it the one time. So I don't know how close it is to jubilation. Take it at face value for whatever the gentleman said. He says it is. It is. I don't know. I can't warrant a yay or nay towards it because I don't know. But just judging it on its own, wildly different from the opening. It got really smooth. It was astringent at first, and it got really smooth. Everything's kind of harmonious at this point. Nothing's like overtaking like one main accord. There's no one main accord right now. It's a little spiced, a little woody, light fruity tone. You have that woody nuance that doesn't even like heavily smell like oud. You still get a faint similarity to the oud smell you got in the opening. And that light vanilla. It's not overrun with vanilla either. And I like that. It's not just heavy, just a boring vanilla base. So you might want to look into it, Scott. Nishane Ani, excellent choice. Well, good to see you. Did I miss the iris one yet? Nope, that's the only one that's left. Last one's the iris one. Mercedes-Benz Club Black, not second soul today. Double mint gum, my Spencer Aunt. It's much smoother 10 minutes. It's rough at the beginning. It didn't even take 10 minutes. It's so much smoother now. It's only been a few minutes. It is impressive. So far, I've been impressed by all 3. I'm confident Black Prestigium is going to be really good. I can't imagine not liking it. I've been wanting it for years. I know there's iris and leather. I want to say there's a smoky accord maybe. It's been a while since I've looked at the notes, but I've looked at it a few times in the past. What's the deal with French Riviera? So I'm surprised you haven't heard me talk about that so many times, Rick. I talked about it last night in the live stream. You were there. It's one of my favorite pickups of the year. It's my favorite fresh Mancera. It's a casual fresh fragrance. And what do I mean by that? It's got this laid back, smooth vibe. It's not sharp. It's not overly aquatic. Like the wateriness you get's a freshwater smell. Citrus based, no real sweetness to it. The Tyre flower isn't overly powdery and heavily floral. There's a little bit of creaminess from it, just as much as there is a little bit of powder, and there's a clean musk. The name fits it. The theme, the clear to blue gradients, the water to the sky kind of theme they're going for there, and the name French Riviera. It's not some special, oh my God, this is like the most original freshie. I've never smelled a freshie, anything like this before. Though it doesn't remind me of anything. It's not crazy complex. It's just, it's one of those vibe type of fragrances. I know it cringes some people when you bring up a vibe with an aroma. I get that. But this is one that really warrants me saying that because it's its own vibe. It's that laid back day, nothing important to take care of. You're off for the day. It's warm outside. You're just going to do something fun. It's a casual, warm type of day. That's what I tie to that fragrance. It's citrus, it's fresh water, it's a little creamy and powdery from the floral note that it has, not overdone, and clean and musky. It's just really nice. It's strong, but not overwhelming. Lasts a long time, but it's not like a super in-your-face, super loud fragrance. It's not a beast or anything like that. I'm such a huge fan of that one. I really am. Tay de Parfum, $4.99 super chat. Diving into the house of Raja. Ross, can you rank and give your recommendations on which to try first between? Ooh, that's 3. That's a tough one. That's a great question. So if you want the most special, most complex of the bunch, it's going to be Burlington 1819. If you want the freshest, most summer friendly, most airy, then you want to check out Oceana. If you want the best all-around option that I've ever smelled, not just from the house, the best all-around fragrance I've ever smelled, then you want Isola Blue. It's the only 10 out of 10 I've ever given in a fragrance review, in an individual review. And that's because it speaks to me the way it does. You may not feel that way when you smell it. Obviously, I would sample all three. That would be the best deciding factor, is if you can get your nose on all three. But that's where I'm at. If you like a more, not necessarily challenging, but a more complex fragrance, it's got a lot of depth. There's a lot of layers to it. You're going to get a lot of different things from it. Burlington 1819 would be the obvious choice here. It's the most niche of the bunch, I guess you could say. It's a little like musky, like a funky type of musk. Citrus, peel, orange smell, warm, boozy, warmth from this rum. There's a lot going on, but that's like the main things I get. But it's got this musky smell to it that's this is going to sound a little weird, almost like a BO, cumin and musk kind of thing, but it works. It works. So there's a little bit of a challenge to it, but it's got a lot of freshness still. It's masterfully composed. It's some of Raja Dove's best work. But if you want the most all around, just wear for whatever. It doesn't matter. Dressed up, dressed down, what season, indoor, outdoor, age group, nothing. Isola Blue. So it's mainly between those two, the outsides right here. So Burlington 1819 and Isola Blue. It's between those. So you got to decide that. Do you want the more niche experience? Do you want the better all around? But thank you for the super chat. We've got one left, guys. You'll probably like it. You'll probably like it, Scott. I've gotten to know your taste pretty well over the years, so I'm not surprised to hear that it kind of speaks to you. Aoud is fire. I'm digging it. I love how the woodiness never overwhelms. It was pretty hefty in the first spray, but it settled very quickly. I'm not overrun with vanilla. Of course, that could change. We're still early. I still got hours and hours and hours left of this fragrance on skin. This is the very beginning. But the thing that impresses me the most is that I'm getting so much nuance and change so quickly. That's a great sign for a fragrance. Not everything does that. All three are bangers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a tough one to choose between. And see, it would be the other way around for me. It would be Isola Blue, then Burlington, then Oceana, because if he's diving into the house for the first time, I would say start off hot. Oceania is great, but Burlington 1819, it's special. That's a special fragrance, in my opinion. Rockin' Tobacco on this spring-like day here in Minnesota. Same vein as Jubilation. So there's another person saying it's very similar to Jubilation 25. So many good Rajas. Yeah, for sure. It's an expensive house to dive into, but there's some rewarding olfactive treats in that house. Yeah, for sure. Sample, sample, sample. I agree. Aoud is definitely an acquired taste. Can't see myself wearing. I'm not going to wear it regularly. I don't wear anything regularly. I'm always testing new stuff. I'm always buying new shit. That's what this video is. Some shit I bought. That's all the time. I always put it in my cart, but never can decide. Ooh, okay. So I would say Aquawood. It's funny that you bring that up because I still haven't done I realized I still never did a full review on this. I've had it for a while. This is arguably more versatile than Cedrat Boisé in some ways because it's fresh and fruity without being sweet because it's pear, orange, stuff like that. You get a little bit of smoke to it. It's a watery aquatic. It's not saltwater heavy. This is probably, if you're going to pick one of those two, even though I just praised French Riviera the way I did, I think you get more situations out. If you're seasonal like I am, you're going to get more out of this. This is a year-round scent. This is one that you can wear heat, cold, don't matter. Performs great. Doesn't smell like a bunch of other things. You'll see the internet compare it to Aqua Amara. Faint similarity. This has way more going on, and it's not a saltwater aquatic. It's more of a freshwater smell. So I get the tie-in on why people say Aqua Amara from Bulgari, but pump the brakes a little bit. Not exactly the same. Like I said, this is a deeper fragrance, and the performance is really good. I would say between the two, if you're seasonal the way I, even kind of close to how I am seasonal, you get more out of this. Now, if you don't give a shit and you just wear whatever, whenever, French Riviera is phenomenal. So just to throw that out there, just some food for thought. My opinion, of course. I put shit in and out of my cart constantly, daily. Sandood, love them both. I know it will be the winner. It might end up being. I have a feeling I'm saving the best for last because I'm an Iris kind of guy. We're at the 1 hour mark, 130 people watching. I appreciate you guys. We've got 106 likes. You won't hear me complain once we hit the 100 like mark. It's a great ratio. I guess we can go ahead and get into it. Let me see how far behind I am in the comments still. So I have a decant of Winwood. I haven't smelled it in a while. And I don't recall the scent profile perfectly to where I can sit here and articulate thoughts on it. So unfortunately, I just can't weigh in. I do have a 5 ml decant somewhere I've had for a few years. It might be spoiled by now. I have to double check. Bubblegum. No, I don't get any bubblegum out of it. Not this one. Not this fragrance. I've had hundreds on my list that are constantly evolving and changing. If I knock 10 off the list, 30 more go in their place. Never ends with me. A Gentleman's Journey. Hey, Sweetness, I heard you're meeting up with that loser Chad in February. That's supposed to be the plan, indeed. February 2nd is Groundhog's Day. Go and see another bald bastard. Cinnamon-like. Cinnamon Day Spectre Classic. I haven't tried that one, just Spectre Ghost. Cinnamon heavy. So one that's really, Tonka Cola. That's cinnamon spice heavy. Heavy cinnamon at the top. That one immediately comes to mind. As far as cinnamon, that's the only one that really comes to mind that I have that I may have more. It's just that's what's sticking out to me is Tonka Cola, but you got to like that cherry Coke smell. Yeah. Isola Blue, it's a home run, in my opinion. You just can't go wrong. Obviously, I would sample first. It's a bold play to start, rolling the dice on multiple $100 per bottle fragrances. 50 ml is a few $100, So personally, I think if you're looking for a treat, you're good with either. Half spray of Black Prestigium just filled the room dank. So let me see where we're at here. Good to see you wearing Grassland. Let me say good news. You mean Lions in stock again? I saw all the posts. Christian posted, the Argos account posted it on all the social platforms. No, I haven't tried that one. I haven't tried it. I'm wondering if I should get that or follow. So I've heard Nemean Lions a bit of a challenge. House that makes sense to find dupes for way overpriced or Shannon are definitely my faves. Well, I have several good clones from the house. I have really good ones. But then here's where it totally eliminates that. Because if you go you spray the real deal on one arm, you spray the clone on the other. If you tell me it's just as good, you're just trying to convince yourself. And that's the truth. Nobody wants to admit. Because there's some really good clones. I wear a lot of clones of his offerings. I talk about them pretty often. But let's call it what it is here, guys. You put the real one next to it. Even Elysium. Any of the Elysiums, you put them next to your favorite Elysium clone. The Elysium's better. It smells better. And if you tell me, oh, no, this is the same, I can't tell the difference, you're convincing you. It sounds like you're trying to convince me, but you're convincing you. So I get it. I'm all for it. If you find a good dupe and you're happy with it, roll with it. There's some great ones out there. Like I said, I've reviewed plenty of them. I wear plenty of them. But the real deal's, when it comes to that brand, the real deal's better every time. I've never come across a Roger Parfums clone where I was like, I'm going to wear this way more than the original. Just being honest with you guys. Tend to order a crap load of samples, just pick out the ones I truly like. I use Just Blind Buy like crazy in Wood, and that's fair. I've yet to find a good Sea Vibes fragrance, better than French Riviera. It's such a good one, man. It really is. Not yet. Ordered it last weekend, or this past weekend. I ordered it. I had my option, the link and the redemption code for me to redeem it and order it and put in my info. And like you can actually type out what you want on the plaque. So I made sure to type the channel name properly and everything. You put your address in, phone number, all the good stuff. Verify that it's you, all the good things. There's a special redemption code you have to put in that they give you. And it said, one email said 2 weeks, another email said 2 to 3 weeks. Ashton told me about a week and a half is what it took for him. Been a little while since he's gotten his. I don't know if anything's changed. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe next week would be great. So what'll happen is I'll get it and I'll set the live stream up for the next day. Nathan already did a little Photoshop silver play button with my logo on it. So I have something to put in the thumbnail because I'm opening it on stream with you guys. So you guys will know a day before when that stream comes around. All right, so I'm going to stop right here and we're going to get into this last one. Just been avoiding the house because of the price, but that's no longer an issue. Good to hear you then came into some dollar bills, man. So here we go. Black Prestigium, the Iris fragrance of the bunch. Sally Tyrese, highly recommended fragrance. Sally Tyree here in the chat. Longtime viewer. And also of the bunch of these four, this is the one I've been having on the want to buy list for several years now. Probably the length of the channel's lifespan. Because you'll see it says channel started like 12 years ago. No, that's it was a profile. Started making content a little over 4.5 years ago. So here we go. The bottle that's the most different of the four. Here we go. Black Prestigium. That actually protrudes a little bit, sticks out quite a bit. Have that brown to black gradients, or just so deep of a brown that it looks black. But I think this is going to be very rich and heavy for being an iris fragrance. I think. It is not a magnetic cap. It is a screw cap. So it is older than 2020. I believe they started doing magnetic caps, or 2021, something like that. So it's a few years old. All right, see what we're working with here. I think that light third of a spritz plus that full spray is going to be plenty. I do like the bottles. First time I get a bottle from them that looks like this. I do like it. Maybe I need to get pink Prestigium and gold Prestigium. This is the strongest fragrance of these four. I'm nowhere even that close to my arm, and it's punching me in the nose. There's some oud smell in here. It's got that oud oil that's in sand oud. Yeah. Actually, it smells more like Mancera the oud, which is the most oud funky Mancera that I have. One of the most funky ouds I own. It's got that sweetness to it, that sweet oud smell. So it's just a little waxy and a touch earthy. It's like somewhere in between natural Florentine Iris Orris butter and the designer waxy stuff. It's somewhere in between because I get a little bit of both. Holy shit, this is really good. This is really good. Really, really good. Oh, it's got that earthiness to it more so. So it's a little waxy, but it's getting more and more earthy as it settles in a little bit, while still having a little bit of a funkiness to it. And it's like a slightly animalistic, leathery accord. And I bet there's some oud in here because it smells like a little bit of the oud oil that he likes to use. Oh, this is... So I don't have another iris fragrance that smells like this. So this makes me super excited. I do not have another iris fragrance that smells this scent profile. Not at all. There's a spiciness to it that's kind of hovering underneath the earthy. It smells like the root of the flower. It's got that earthy, rooty tone. Not Rudy, shout outs to Rudy, but rooty. Well, oh, that pisses some people off when I do that, by the way. I get random comments here and there about me smacking in a video. So I just want to take a moment to tell you to go fuck yourself. You don't have to watch. Just want to point that out because when I did it, it reminded me because I've been getting random. He just can't help himself. Nobody's making you watch, bitch. You're choosing. So Man, this is good. Man, this is good. Let's look at these notes. All right. Let's see. I get criticized for everything. It's unreal. Bunch of bitches on the internet, guys. Just want to tell you. Loads of bitches. Here we go. Floral, woody, oriental, spicy, sweet, iris, spices, bergamot, frankincense, Bulgarian rose, Nepalese oud. So they do have some oud. It's that sweet oud smell. Patchouli, violet. That might be why it's earthy. Because real violet is earthy. That might be why I get a little bit of waxy and some earthy, because it's got an iris note and violet. Okay, it's making more sense now. Amber, woody notes, leather, and white musk. Longevity and sillage are rated pretty high. I bet, because it's stout. It's definitely the strongest fragrance that I'm sniffing on today. What are they calling it similar to? True Leather Men by Zara. Sure. I bet it smells like a $20 version of this. This is impressive, guys. It's got just a touch of oud funk. It's earthy and waxy. I don't get much rose here. I get a little bit of the leathery nuance. It is clearly smoky. Like I'm getting, it smells a little on the busy side of things. Yo, this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. This is one of the best iris fragrances I've ever smelled, which automatically makes it one of the best Manceras I've ever smelled. This is absolutely top 10 Mancera worthy. Something else will have to get eliminated. So we're getting to a point where I'm going to have to revamp my top 10 again. Because there's not several, but there's like 3 or 4 lately that I've gotten that challenge spots on the top 10. And I'm in the realm of I got like 50 Manceras right now, maybe even a little bit more. So it's pretty hard to whittle it down to 10, especially when it's a brand that I've never been underwhelmed by. But this is like cream of the crop. This is top of the mountain. This is possibly Mount Rushmore Mancera for me. It's that good. 9.5. 9.5, hands down. If it was Isola Blue kind of versatile, it would be a 10. But this is not a versatile fragrance. This is very situational, super, super situational. This is an event when you want to stand out. That's not hot as hell. Indoors, cool, maybe fall, winter, evening, something like that. But cooler weather especially. Not a casual fragrance. I wouldn't dare, like this hoodie shirt, Nike swimwear. I would never wear this fragrance with what I'm wearing now. I won't disrespect the scent profile because I'm very underdressed for the scent. I just love that I get more earthy violet than I do powdery iris. I actually really appreciate that. Like you clearly smell the iris. That little bit of waxy powdery smell I get is clearly the iris, but I get more earthy violet. That root smell that I was talking about of the flower, it's a violet note. This is so freaking good. And it's not overdone with the leather and the oud. It's not a smoke bomb. Like Pierre Montal did great here. He blended this one to where there's no overtaking main accord. Like floral being ranked number 1, that makes sense because I smell more iris and violet than anything else. It's not overwhelmingly powdery because some people aren't fans of huge powder bombs. And when you see iris, Bulgarian rose, and violet in a note breakdown like this, you might think, oh, that's going to be some powdery flower bomb. It's really not. It's more earthy than it is powdery. Even a little creamy, more so than powdery. There's powder, but it's not overdone. Not a bomb. Not at all. Holy shit, this is phenomenal. 9.5 out of 10. I had a feeling. That's why I saved it for last. I had a feeling it was going to speak to me this way. It's an iris fragrance from one of my favorite brands. Without realizing it, Pierre Montal is one of my favorite perfumers because I just love his work. 9.5. Holy shit. One of the best fragrances I've smelled this year. If I hadn't done the best niche pickups of 2023 already, this would absolutely be in it. I did that video a couple of days ago. This would have been in there. Oh, yeah. Shit. Shit. I can't stop saying it. Shit. So good. So good. Probably going to move Ken, the Corvette, and the Lamborghini, and put, like, you see that behind Ken, you might be able to see it. I got the Dream Team 2 from the 90s commemorative plate. That's, you got the little plate like bracket to hold it. I'm gonna get another one of those and put it right there in the middle. I'm gonna rearrange everything. You won't see as much fragrances right here because I want that clearly displayed. Super excited about that. So Greenlee doesn't rank in my Mancera Freshies because it's a Parfums de Marly fragrance. So it doesn't go with that. All I smell is Black Prestigium. It's just pushing off my forearm. Jeez. $200 better makes up the difference in smell, but I get what you're saying. Teach their own. Teach their own. So I ask you this. What if they actually could have laws in place about cloning formulas? What if that really was a thing and there were no clones out there? Then it's, you have no choice to get the real deal, or you don't experience it. You know what I mean? So I get it. We should all be appreciative that there's opportunities for it. But I smell the difference when I put them side by side. One does smell more expensive than the other. Now, I don't necessarily think they're worth what some of them command. I'm with you on that. I don't think $200 more. Yeah. $500-$600 more. No, because some of them are like really, really expensive. That's outrageous. I agree with that. But there's some fragrances that I believe can command $200+ for sure. I've bought many of them. Hell, I'm planning on getting Bulgari Tiger and YSL Baby Cat. Those are both, even from discounted places when you can find them, over $300. And I think they totally are worth the money to me. Value is what each individual puts on something. What I value a certain way, you may not, and vice versa. And I am being just, my senses are being overwhelmed with Black Prestigium. It is pumping. Yeah, it doesn't smell like something I should wear casually at all. I may wear it once or twice a year. I'll never go through the whole bottle. Yeah, you just got to scroll back. It was the first one I did. Right around the 13-minute mark, I think, was when I started. 12 or 13 minutes. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. God, I'm so far behind. It's almost like real deal Orris butter. That's what I'm saying. It's just a little waxy. Because the designer stuff's super waxy. Oh, yeah. It's not as powdery as Black Candy, though. Black Candy is more powdery. But it's stronger. It's stronger than the bottle I have. I have a magnetic cap version. It's Black Candy I have strong. But Black Prestigium, I mean, that's all I smell. My arm's not under my nose. It's a foot and a half away, roughly. It's all I smell every time I breathe. Every time I'm taking a breath, because I breathe a little bit through my nose even when I'm talking. And then that, I just took a nice whiff. Oh, it's so good. So it sounds like it's the winner. Clearly the winner. Oh, yeah, all the time. Hands down, Black Prestigium. Distant cousin's a good way to put it, because there's a lot more going on here than Dior Homme Intense. We need Kumquat Wood. So I have a decant of that somewhere, where in the same place that the Wynwood decant is. Unless he ethers the haters. Yeah. That's all the time, man. It's all the time. I'm thankful for them, believe it or not. I'm thankful for all of it. Because people keep me in as a topic. That's not a bad thing, I guess. So it's helped me more than it's hurt me. Black Prestigium under Black Prestigium in Parfumo search list. Completely different fragrances. Black Prestige under Black Prestigium. Okay. Yeah, for sure. You're totally right. It's amazing. Like normally I would go back to acknowledge. I don't have to. I'm smelling it nonstop. Absolutely nonstop. Yeah, it's totally the winner. This is one of the best iris fragrances I've ever smelled. It's up there. Like if I was to revamp my top 10 iris, it's top 5 for sure. Possibly. I'm not going to say it's number 1. I'd have to really do some soul searching with it, do some full wearings and everything, really spend time with it before I could crown it anything. But upon first impression, yeah, it's one of the best iris fragrances I've ever smelled. Earthy, waxy, dry, buttery iris. It's smooth. Takes all the cuts of raw shredding haters and put it into one show. That's what I call Iris Volume 69. There we go. Don't spray black Prestigium onto a white shirt. So it's a dark colored juice. It'll stain. Okay, I got you. Well, 9.5 is a 10 for me. It always has been because I want to make the 10 as rare as possible. It's literally the perfect fragrance for me if I give it a 10. And so far, only one has got it. It took years to get it. And it may be the only one ever because it's literally the perfect fragrance for me. Ooh, that's up there. So it's not completely airy fresh, but for the house, it's the freshest. So I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from when I call it an Argos Freshie, because it's the Argos closest thing to a Freshie, because it's pretty dense. Like it's not wild fruits kind of fresh or anything like that. From the house, it's the freshest. It's amazing. But as far as like niche Freshies, I'm not sure. It would probably fall somewhere in the top 10, possibly top 15 overall, because you got to remember that's going to encompass Atelier Cologne. That's going to encompass all the fresh Manceras. That's going to encompass Aqua de Parma. Just to name a few, that's going to encompass the fresh Raja Dove fragrances. Like I got a lot of really good niche Freshies. I got tons. So top 15 at minimum, possibly top 10, just to give you an idea. But I mean, I have a lot of stuff won't make a top 10 or a top 15 in that situation because I love my Freshies, quality, designer, cheap, all that. I got a lot of really good niche Freshies, a lot. So scroll back about 7 minutes. Amen Ultimate into Fallen Leaves tonight. Hope you're doing well, buddy. That vid is tomorrow, just an FYI. Thank you, Randy. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm on my way to work. I'm wearing black Prestigium. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, my man. Fresh Sweet. Nothing's jumping out in my head immediately. Fresh and Sweet. Let me look. Fresh and Sweet. Huh. Ooh. Lumari Porthole. It's tropical, fruity, like passion fruit, but saltwater, breezy, airy, fresh. That's a good one. I don't know if it's going to be around $80. I think it's more than that, but not crazy expensive. It's a little over 100 some odd bucks, something like that. That's what comes to mind for that description, minus the price point. As soon as I turn around, it's all black Prestigium again. So that's all I smell again. Noted. Looking forward to that restacking of your Mancera top 10. I think it's hard now to yeah. It gets harder every time. It's harder every time to revamp that list. Depends. As long as it's not hot outside, I wouldn't wear this in the heat under any circumstance. Yeah, Baby Cat, I will have sooner than later. Vibrato is supposed to be similar to Tygar, from what I understand. I haven't tried it, but that's my understanding. I have it right here. Jared sent me that. I got 10 ml. I just haven't sprayed it yet. It's one of the ones from the package Jared sent me. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I have 4 fragrances on my arms, plus what I'm wearing is my scent of the day. So I don't want to do another one. And we're about to shut it down. We're hour 25. Oh, wouldn't make it. If that's what he meant, it wouldn't make it. I like my Mancera Freshies more than Greenlee. Yep. I like Greenlee. I like Greenlee a lot, but not more than all the, my top 5 Mancera Freshies. Damn. Yeah, Jared paid $203. Jared was spreading the word about that. I mean, Jason. Jason was spreading the word. Blame Jason. Yeah, there you go. Well, you had ordered yours before Randy, though, I think. Now, blame the black dude. Yeah. There you go. Good to see you, Boz. I appreciate you coming by. We'll be shutting it down here in just a sec. It's not 1 2 same one shipped. Send me an email the same as me. Okay. Feel like Cedrat Boisé is fresh and sweet. And see, I don't get that much sweet from it. That's why I didn't think to recommend that one, because I don't really get much sweet from it. Fruity, sure, but not all that fruity sweet. So, Code Profumo had absolutely been discontinued. Do you have any recommendations for something that would do a similar job? I would recommend trying to get them before the prices jump up if you're interested in them. Always go after what you're actually interested in before you start trying to fill voids with stuff that kind of smells like them. That's the best advice I can give, because they just recently got discontinued. So they're still out there for a decent price. I would secure those if you want those. Need the live stream notification this time. Do you have an experience with grease showing up? Not the X-Straight. I smelled the EDP one time. That was in May for the XXX launch. Mark and Carla had brought it with them from Australia. And I sampled it in their hotel room. It was a beautiful iris. It is beautiful. I just haven't tried the X-Straight. They had the Eau de Parfum with them. Hit them with it, Boz. Let's see. Absolutely. Yes. I think it will. It's just so airy and fresh, and I like the black currant feature here. That's what ties it to Cedrat Boisé a little bit for me. It's almost like Cedrat Boisé Eau Fraiche. A little bit. Like if they had a fresh flanker to it. That was like summer only kind of thing, because it's just so airy and fresh. I think it's got a real good chance. I'll have to revamp it and think about it, and we'll probably revamp it for the spring. Probably. I got to think what would get bumped, though, because I can't pull Wave Musk, Soleil d'Italie, and French Riviera. Those are, no matter what, those can't move. I won't move them from the top 5. That's my top 3. 4 and 5 could potentially move around. So it's got a shot. It's got a legit shot. Umbria Calabria is perfect choice for fresh and sweet at that price point. Well, there you go. There's a great recommendation. There's a second to that recommendation. There's a third to that recommendation. So there you go. You can always count on the very well-educated live chat here on this channel. We got some great people in this live chat. Best postal worker, what's going on? Been a while. Glad to see you have ATH Omo. Would love to know your thoughts on how it compares to Dior Homme Parfum. I own the ATH Omo already. Maybe we'll do a separate stream for that. I like doing these first impressions on live streams most of the time now. I would say 8 out of every 10 first impressions is going to be live, because I just enjoy doing it with you guys instead of recording it, putting it out, and then checking comments. I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I wouldn't call it goated for me anyways, but I really like it, especially in the springtime. Very much a great spring choice. Let's see. Fruits are more juicy and mouth-watering in Cedrat Boisé. That's fair. Alpha Charlie. I have the regular Cedrat Boisé is intense, redundant. Yes. But better, depending on your setting and your situation. It's warmer. It's spicier. The leather's much more prominent, and there's a nice sweet Cambodian oud that comes in a little bit. It's not overly oody, but there's a little nuance to it. And it's crazy strong. I got nose blind to it immediately. I have not. Rest of the year, but I was gifted Penhaligon's Discovery set from people at Neiman Marcus, so that'll hold me over to 2024. There you go, sir. There you go. Man, my apology. I just misunderstood your question. I appreciate Spencer reiterating what you actually meant. I just misunderstood what you were asking. Yeah, it's really good, but no, I like my Mancera Freshies more. I'm not saying it's better than every Mancera Freshie I have. I mean, not as good as every Mancera Freshie I have, but definitely not the top 5. Any perfume that smells like an expensive hotel lobby? Off the top of my head, no. But I'm sure if I was to do a little searching, I could sure find one back there. I'm sure I could find one. Oh, this is the one to tell him. Just nothing comes to mind immediately. Aquawood slightly, but they go in the same. They do the same job. But Aquawood is up there with Cedrat Boisé. That's like the 2 most versatile from the house for me. So I'll naturally go Aquawood here because Midnight Gold, Cosmic Pepper, like they all kind of fall into that with Aquawood and Cedrat Boisé. Just super versatile stuff from the house. But Cosmic Pepper is a good one though. It's really good. Like I said, I wore it yesterday. It's really, really good. I'm working on a review for it right now. But Aquawood, which I need to do a review. That's why I have it out. I've been needing to do a review for over a year on that one. But I would go with Aquawood. All right, so I think it's time to shut it down. Coffee and whiskey, talking about that one. I got to go to my chiropractor. Peace out. It was good to see you. We're going to leave on that note. I appreciate everybody for coming hang out. Thank you to everybody that did give super chats. If I was to recommend one, it's clearly Black Prestigium. All 4 are actually really good. Like the weakest of the bunch was Wild Fruits at an 8 out of 10 because it's a citrus fragrance, but it's a really good citrus fragrance, hence why I got 8 out of 10. But we had an 8, an 8.5, an 8.75, a rare quarter point, and a 9.5 out of 10. All 4, in my opinion, are great or better. We had an outstanding 9.5 basically is a 10 for me. All diverse. Nothing redundant here to one another. Wild Fruits reminds me of like a stripped down Cedrat Boisé, but fresher. Spice Woods and Caramel for Silver Blue. It's beautiful. Great for this time of year. Aoud. Smooth is such a good word for that one. It really transitioned into this nice, smooth, lightly wood vanillic scent that's got a hint of spice to it still. Little hint of muskiness, like a little bit of oud funky musky smell, just a little touch. Good stuff. And then Black Prestigium, that's that jam. Iris lovers, you need to experience that. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. We will be live on Justin's channel tomorrow, 4:00 Central. I may do a live stream before over here. I'll let you guys will see it pop up. As long as you have all notifications turned on, you'll see it pop up. But the goal is to maybe go live around 2 o'clock, a little earlier here. If I have the availability, if the day shakes out that way to where I can, I will be live and we'll just talk for a little while. Maybe no topic. We'll just talk at 2:00 Central tomorrow. But if not, you can catch me and Justin live on his channel with a very specific topic at 4:00 Central tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Check out today's cheap fragrance video if you're into the cheapies. I'll catch you guys on the next one.